So in this video, we're going to talk about Ripple and some of its ecosystem that is now making some news headlines. Number one, we're talking about Swift regulations, and is RippleNet actually going to be one of those solutions that in the future is going to replace Swift? Well, it is swiftly becoming rumored that that might happen sooner than expected. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what is happening with one of their RippleNet partners that somebody on Twitter just saw from an online agreement. Yes, somebody actually read an online agreement. So I'm going to tell you what it said and what that could mean for RippleNet, XRP, and a possible replacement of the Swift system. Also, Ripple is going all in, announcing a huge expansion to their grant program. Back in 2021, they announced they were giving away millions of dollars to blockchain companies creating open source projects on the XRP ledger. Well, they're doubling down, they're tripling down, They are more than tripling down on what they are now going to be giving projects that are building open source projects on the XRP ledger. So I'm going to tell you about it, as well as what some of the markets are doing right now, because Bitcoin is soaring. XRP is, of course, following suit. So we're going to talk about what could happen in the near future. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, but I'm also covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you subscribe to the Late Night Grind community, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. If you're feeling generous, I'd appreciate it if you smash the thumbs up button and watch the video all the way to the end. Those are the two best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, let's jump into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about right now is actually what the markets are doing, because as of today, right now, it is Friday, and the markets, well, at least the Bitcoin market is very, very green. It's been going up all day. This is the XRP chart behind me, and it's been largely following suit. It's not exactly having any short squeezes and sending the price soaring, but nonetheless, it's still climbing. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has climbed several $1,000s today, and it hasn't done it as a result of short squeeze liquidations and had massive single minute green candles. It's actually done it very steadily all day long. Now, when I look at it comparatively to what the Dow Jones Industrial Average is doing, to what the S&P is doing, well, they're up, but not that much. And what the NASDAQ is doing, well, it's up, but again, not that much. Gold is flat, the dollar's flat, but Bitcoin is going up. Well, I did just read a tweet recently that said, for the 10th straight week, US bonds have seen outflows. 10 straight weeks. In fact, this latest one of $1.6 billion, one of the biggest outflows it's seen in a while. Well, this kind of has investors confused, because where do you put your money? And when you couple that with what's going on in the Ukraine, you couple that with United States Treasury announcing rate hikes, but how much and how many and what that is and what's that going to do to the markets? This really has investors confused. And so I think personally is that some of this is actually going into the Bitcoin market. That's why you'll notice some of the altcoins aren't exactly soaring, although they were climbing right along with Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is becoming one of those assets that people are not afraid of anymore. It's not 2018 anymore. It's not 2014 anymore. It's 2022. And as we talk about mass adoption, like I'm going to in a second here with RippleNet, is because I think ultimately a lot of this money will end up in the crypto market. But let me know in the comment section below or on Twitter, what do you guys think? All right, so now let's talk about what Ripple is doing, because they are going all in and expanding their footprint into the XRP ledger. Okay, so what are they doing? Well, back in 2021, they announced a $250 million grant program in which they were going to be giving projects that are building open source applications on the XRP ledger. They've already announced over 50 different recipients, such as Sologenic, which is what I cover on this channel several times, as well as a lot of other projects. They've committed to giving out 1 billion XRP to this grant program. So how much is 1 billion XRP worth right now? Well, it's worth about $800 million. That's a lot of money. So they more than tripled the amount that they're giving to grant program. What they're trying to do is establish the XRP ledger as the place to go for if you're a developer and you want to build decentralized applications. This is the place to do it. Not only is it a great blockchain, well, now there's a lot of monetary reasons that you might want to do it. Not just because you'll be given money, but essentially you'll be given money to actually develop your idea or continue developing your idea. Because everywhere outside of the United States, the XRP ledger is absolutely going gangbusters. Why is it affecting the price of XRP? Why is it not going up in value? Well, because Ripple and XRP are two completely separate things. They're not conjoined at all. The success of Ripple really doesn't have much to do with the price of XRP. Hence why they're in the case versus the SEC, and XRP can't be considered a security. but that's for another video. All right, but what I really wanted to talk about now was the SWIFT discussion. Now, this has been rumored for a long time, actually for probably more than 5 years. It's been rumored that RippleNet, or the usage of RippleNet, was one of those de facto blockchain mediums that could essentially replace the SWIFT system. Now, if you've heard of the SWIFT system, it's probably because it's been in the news lately with economic sanctions being put on Russia, them being blocked from the SWIFT system, which basically prohibited them from receiving legacy fiat funds from other outside banks, other than, of course, China. Okay, so what is the rumor that RippleNet is going to be replacing SWIFT or be an alternative to SWIFT? Well, here it goes. There is a Twitter user by the name Stoic XRP, and he actually posted something from a Wells Fargo online user agreement that has some very suspicious language in it. Basically, what this online user agreement is talking about is real-time payments. And in this terms of service, it was talking about how there are settlement in seconds. There are cross-border settlement in seconds. It talks about how you have to make sure that the amount, that the payee information is correct and accurate, because once it is sent, it can't be reversed. That means there's no intermediary. There's no banks in the middle holding up that money in case of a mistake. Once the payee receives that money, it's up to the payee if they actually want to return it. That sounds like blockchain. That sounds exactly like the XRP ledger. Settlement in seconds, no intermediaries, real-time payments. Yeah, that sounds like it could be something like the XRP ledger. Okay, so why is Wells Fargo in the discussion? Well, Wells Fargo uses a company called The Clearinghouse, which is actually a RippleNet partner. There's a reason why in that online user agreement it talks about certain banks and certain partner banks, probably those within RippleNet. Now, they didn't specifically say Ripple. This is why it is a rumor. However, the companies it mentioned, Wells Fargo, The Clearinghouse, as well as the description of how that real-time payments settlement system is used, it sounds a lot like RippleNet. This, along with recently the Arab Monetary Fund, actually specifically mentioned RippleNet as a direct alternative to SWIFT. So the usage of RippleNet and essentially XRP as the settlement token for all of this, if in fact would become used for all of these global networks, for all of these huge banks, for even a replacement of SWIFT, or even a small percentage of SWIFT, would drive the usage of XRP up. And that is what would drive the value of XRP up. Now, as we've seen with other blockchain companies, other layer 1 blockchains, as well as stocks, you can see that the actual value of something is traded many times of its actual value. Take Tesla, for example, trading at several hundred times more than the actual profit of the company is worth. Well, same thing can happen with a blockchain company. And so this is why if you are seeing RippleNet and SWIFT in the news, in social media, in Twitter, and in YouTube, this is why it's being discussed, because there are banks and networks of banks talking about using this system, and of course, it would be forced to use the XRP coin in order to facilitate all of these settlements. So when you stack that along with this massive new grant expansion program that Ripple has announced, they're looking to put the XRP ledger on the top of the blockchain ecosystem. If I'm not mistaken, it would only take about a $20-something XRP value to put them at the #1 market cap in all of crypto, flipping Bitcoin. Don't know if that's going to happen, at least not this year, but it's a possibility. It'll be a very interesting thing to watch. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching this video all the way to the end, for giving it a big thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.